can you make? What can you make?
Okay. This stuff here.
Did you
Do
see
you have
it?
to have a? Yeah, we saw it at the conference.
Yeah.
It was like, love it. Do you have to have a certain
Take a
amount, or
look.
you just have the 2 shows and turn it
Two
over?
shows of 100, at least
Oh, so
$150 minimum.
Okay, so it's gonna always be.
Look at the beautiful pizza. Marie, hold it up. Hold it up.
Yeah, well, wait, we want to show
She
them
wants to see the crust.
You see the bottom, right?
Oh my
Look
God.
Look at that even.
Is that
And this is
amazing?
what happens at your show. People go, oh my gosh. And you say you cannot do that if it goes in your oven. It should be on or in a baking stone because you get professionally, like clay, brick-lined oven results, even baking, crisp crust. This is just like you went to the pizza parlor or the bakery and they made you focaccia bread. And nobody's going to believe that you just did this with a little bit of pizza crust mix, and it's the baking stone. You got to have a baking stone.
They'll believe it. We have it on film.
Yeah. And even this has a story. Doris Christopher was committed to having the best products. And I remember the story about her going overseas to Asia, where there was a factory producing our pizza cutter. And somebody was saying to her, well, we could save money by just beveling it and cutting it on one side. And she said, no, I don't want the cheapest pizza cutter. I want the best pizza cutter. And some of the companies were flabbergasted because they were so used to having companies wanting to save money, save money, save money. And our commitment is to excellence. Our commitment is to quality. And so I think
That's why people keep coming back.
Yeah.
And our brand is so strong. You will notice when you go back and let people know. By the way, here's a little strategy for you. When you
Should I be
say,
taping this?
I don't know. Here's a little strategy for you.
some strategy.
If you
Oh my
say,
God.
I'm thinking about doing the Pampered Chef, everyone you know that's had a bad experience with another direct selling company is going to try and talk you out of it. If you say, I've joined the Pampered Chef, would you help me by being one of my first hosts? Or really, the word shouldn't even be help, because they're going to get so much for free from hosting the show. It's really, I'd love to do you a favor and let you be one of my first hosts, is how it should really be, okay? Because then they'll be one of the first people in your family and friends to experience the show, and then people will book from them, okay? So, but I really want you to, thank you, I really want you to think through how you say it, because that will determine people's reaction to you. They want to help you when you get started, but if you're thinking about it, their attitude may be a little different. If you say you're joining the Pampered Chef, or you've made the decision to join the Pampered Chef, their attitude's going to be much different. So just a little strategy, psychology. It's about the food. Thank you.
I just did
Okay.
that same thing in I did an online training course last night.
Oh, really?
About,
Which ones?
God, I can't remember anything, but it was what you say, like, you don't say, Marie did a show for me.
Right.
I did a show for Marie.
Yes.
And it was in that training course.
Absolutely, because they're not getting nothing from this. That they're not doing us a favor. They're going to get almost as much as we are in pay. They're going to get in product.
Right.
Okay, so it's a win-win situation. It's a win for you, but it's also a win for those hosts. So, very, very generous host program.
I have a catalog show going on right now.
We're going to get some for
I had a friend of
and not napkins.
I had a friend of mine doing a catalog show for me right now. I had someone two people cancel on me this month, so I have to, fill in my gaps. And I called my girlfriend up. I'm like, look, please help me out. Do this catalog show for me. She works for the county building and she works with tons of people. And she called me up after work. She goes, oh my God. I said, what? She goes, I was passing out books like crazy. Everybody's like, I love Pampered Chef. I said, I told you. She said, I already got 4 orders. There's orders going down the internet and everything else. Everybody knows that this product sells itself.
We just have to present it.
a catalog show?
A catalog.
I just passed in the catalog.
You just
around.
passed the book.
Her
Oh,
sister
what
did
you're
a
gonna do with
catalog
four
show,
for
sent 3 catalogs to California, and came back with a return of $1,400 in commissionable sales. She qualified on her catalog show.
Wow.
I did a catalog show in Florida. I was in Chicago. It was a $500 show, and I never did anything.
Well, actually, you went down there and passed the catalogs out.
Well, I did. I was on vacation there, and I did pass the catalogs out. So yeah, but catalog shows do work.
So we have an extra raffle
it for?
ticket. If you are planning on signing up and joining tonight, you're going to get an extra ticket into our drawing. I know John has something going on and something for his team, and you guys will meet with him too. So now it's just, if you'd like to join our team, we invite you to get started right now. There's some really great August specials for the for yourself at your grand opening, with our cookware being 60% off. Grill pan set deal. It is a great month to have a show and be able to.
And you can invite some people that are out of town to have a catalog show for you right away. I mean, literally, you could sign up and boom, you can have a catalog show. And that's what I highly suggest. And by the way, your 30 days starts from when you receive your kit. Okay? So that's really good to know. So, and they give you about a 4 day leeway, okay, to help you get rolling and get you started. But we can help you get your grand opening going, and sometimes things that are booked in sooner, people know what they're doing next Friday. They don't necessarily know what they're doing 3 weeks from now, but they do know what they're doing next Friday. So, yeah. And if you have any other questions, we're here to answer, because information is power. It really is. It helps fuel you to make the right decision and keep with your business.
So what do you guys think?
I have a question. How long have all you ladies been on with the Pamper Chef?
Well, I have been 25 years. My little 2 months that I started with has turned into 25 years. Woohoo!
Can I make a comment about that for everybody that's new and something that I've learned? What took these 3 ladies 25, 23, Patty, how long you been?
21.
21, wouldn't take us as long to get where they're at today. Like,
Good
I went
point.
to a meeting, my first meeting with Nancy Joe, and found out that when she started, there was only $800 in products. Today, there's $8,000 in products. So
There's
she
no
had to
training.
struggle more. There was no training, there was no cooking. Nancy Joe actually brought the cooking into our shows at the house. Wasn't it just like an apple core peeler or?
Yeah, they used to take and put a potato through the apple peeler core slicer and put some Parmesan cheese, but there was no recipes being made. They didn't feel right about asking people to buy groceries, and I said, but they're cooking anyway. They're making stuff before we get here. Let's do it in front of them. Because my thing was, if I just kept using the products, I felt people would want them. Because remember, I said I was the worst salesman in the world because I felt like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm even selling anything. Accountants don't sell things. So I just thought, I'm just going to keep using the products and giving tips and ideas, and we'll see what happens. And it was great. It was great. Booked 16 shows in my 16 future bookings in my first 3 shows.
Wow.
Yeah. And they didn't know what it was.
And also, Sandy had a show last week that you sell what you use, use your high-end products. Sandy had a show where she had to sell some margarita party, and she had used the pitcher, what's it called?
Quick stir picture.
The quick stir pitcher. She used that, and she used, I don't know if any of you have seen the manual food processor, but if you haven't, I'm sure Marie has one, the manual food processor. We did 3 different salsas and a tamponade. She sold 4 food processors and 4 pitchers that night. So you sell what you bring. And one thing that we've all learned, even since I started, I was doing 2 recipes at a show. It's no more 2 recipes. It's 1 recipe, and you only bring what you're using.
Yep.
You don't bring your whole kit, because even when I started, I'd bring everything. You don't do that anymore.
I only did 3 salsas because it was at my house, but you don't do that for other, for other people.
So, do you suggest your first show is at your place or someone else's house?
If you can do it at your place, it's really great, because then what you can do is you can set up your kit the night before. You can, go shopping the night before. I mean, you can get things ready ahead of time. And then I always say, ask a friend or a sister or someone to help you be the host. So that while you're doing your consultant thing, they can kind of, you know, if somebody needs something else to drink or somebody rings the doorbell, and then give them one of your half price items or, you know, something like that. Okay. But it's really fun to do it at home because that's where people know where you live. It's your grand opening, make a big deal about it. And it's amazing how people want to support you.
And we help you with that.
Yeah.
You said we don't get charged taxes?